UO fans can oftentimes be like die-hard sports fans.
Huh?
Hear me out. Outlands, for all its success, also catches a lot of flack. Players from retail or other custom servers often like to dish out remarks saying, "But that's not Ultima Online," which I've always thought to be funny considering UO retail these days is far from what it was back in its heyday. There's flying gargoyles as player characters, unrecognizable player models due to all the bright neons and not only their clothing, but mounts and weapons. Also, the world has gotten so big and the population has trended so far down that you don't often see people unless you belong to a community. Let me note that I'm not knocking retail UO. Maybe I am a little, or any other server. If you're playing any version of UO and spreading its name in good faith, you're doing your job to keep this beautiful game alive, which is more than we can say for the Broadsword developers. I just find it funny that UO, after changing ownership hands multiple times and looking/playing the game, is completely different than it was, and people actually say the "that's not UO" argument. That said, there is a new server popping up almost monthly, referencing the golden age of UO. Is this what real UO is? Or are we all tainted by nostalgic experiences where information wasn't at our fingertips from wikis and jerk-off YouTubers posting guides and explanation videos, where information found in-game was more of a resource than a vanquishing katana was? To that point, katanas were the best swords back then, or so we thought. Now we know that they actually aren't. Recently, a guy by the name of Mudchow used the UO game engine to start working on a project that uses One Piece as inspiration for the server. I think this is such a good concept, as it breaks the norm of the same chasing the dragon of what we used to play when we were 13. Not a lot has been released yet in terms of information, as it's still very early. But I hope he has great amounts of success on this server and it actually inspires more people to come up with their own ideas and crossovers. While the paper dolls and maps aren't the same, is this considered not real UO either? To me, personally, real UO is anything using the UO core game engine. Now, I'm sure that my definition will be tried and tested into something completely different, like a UO server with nothing but Space Marines and Zergs, where you as the character are a Sith or a Jedi. That actually might be pretty cool. So yeah, somebody come up with that one. Outlands continues to grow and seemingly isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Is Outlands not real UO because of the player progression systems beyond just the 700 skill points? Is it not real UO because of camping and forensic eval, along with many other skills, actually have a purpose for the players and templates? Or perhaps because it's added many different wearables to both the paper doll as well as your character model in-game that weren't in the base game. I think I figured it out. It must be the tile by tile, detailed custom map of Abaddon rather than the loosely edited Britannia. So if anything, I'd personally say it's Ultima Online 2. It, with its hard work and amazing concepts that have been introduced into the game, with its content creators and streamers helping to get the name out there, are doing a great job attracting new players to the server, as well as even first-time players of Ultima Online. Back on another server that I used to play, I would always be amazed when somebody would let me know that it was their first time ever playing Ultima Online. Now, it's rather common. Part of that may be due to the nature of MMORPGs today. They all seem to clone World of Warcraft in one way, shape, or form and add a cash shop for pay to win. I believe they all know that the game will get lots of hype, generate lots of cash, and help fund their next cash grab before it dies out. Sadly enough, I don't think that good games that aren't pay to win are where the money is, and AAA studio game developers just don't put forth the effort in those. So shout out to the custom Ultima Online server development community as well as the other content creators. No one's getting rich off of UO, but we are polishing, revitalizing, and immortalizing, I don't know how to say that word correctly, something beautiful. So thanks, not just to Outlands, but all you guys out there. This video was one of those kinda off the hip, I wanted to get off my chest ones. I hope it was entertaining. Make sure and comment your take below whether you agree or disagree with me. Comment what you had for breakfast this morning so the YouTube algorithm picks it up and the UO name in Outlands grows even more.